Hello everyone, welcome to my Unreal Engine tutorial series on how to create an open world game. So this time I'm going to show you how to dynamically change the seasons in the world at the runtime as seen in this demonstration. So it starts in the summer and it's slowly turning into autumn. So like this, these trees are becoming slowly colorful as in the autumn, and now it's fully autumn. And after a while, these trees will start to lose the leaves, and everywhere will be covered with snow as in the winter. So now this is fully winter, and after a while these trees, and as you can see, the number of grass blades in the scenes are also reduced. So in a while the trees will start to put some leaves again, and the snow will start melting. Okay, so as you can see now, the leaves are appearing again as in the spring, and the snow is melted away. So now it's in the spring, and in after the spring it is now going back to summer, and again after summer it will go back to autumn. So let's wait until the autumn returns so that we can complete our cycle. Okay, so now as you can see, it's became the autumn. So right, and that's what I am going to show you today. Okay, so I'll put this project aside, and this is my previous project. Okay, so this is how I'm going to do it. First thing is, I'm going to create a new blueprint called an actor blueprint called climate controller, like this, and I'll open it. Okay, actually this O should be simple. Right, now here I will create a variable like this, a float variable, and I'll call it autumn target. So we use the same methodology when we implement in the day and night cycle as well. So this is what I'm going to do. These are my global parameters that control the seasons of the world. So here I'm going to do a slight modification to our existing system of that loose tree leaves. So here I lose the tree leaves based on this snow bias. So instead of that, I'm going to create, I'll put it as 0, another variable like this, leaves fall, because I will need to manipulate this leaf percentage in our trees independent from this snow bias. And also I'm gonna define another variable called spring. You'll soon see why. Okay, now first thing is, instead of this snow bias, I'm going to use leaves fall variable here. So let me apply this first. Okay, the shader is compiling now. So if I put this, take this here like this, with this variable I should be able to control the amount of tree leaves in our trees, like this. If I increase it, this, the leaf thickness becomes reduced like this. Okay, and one more thing, I'm going to increase the amount of grass in our landscape, this, so that we got some more grass here. Okay, all right. And the next thing is, here I have defined a variable called SS power. This represent the subsurface color. This is a multiplier of subsurface color, which I took like this. And here I'm going to add I don't need this too. I'm going to add this spring variable like this, so that this in this spring, so if I refer to image here, in this spring, this tree leaves have some extra subsurface color like thing here. So I think I can mimic that behavior with this. So right, so that's all. I'm going to do the changes in the leaves master. I'll show you what this new variable does as well. So as I increase this spring variable, this the color of these leaves becomes a little different. Okay, now back to climate controller. Here I have defined this autumn target, and in this event tick I'll read the current to get scalar parameter value, and I'll select this MP global variable as and for the parameter I'll choose this autumn, and then I'll take this variable and compare or subtract it from this autumn target. Right, now I'll take the absolute value for the value of this. So I'm using this to determine whether we have reached our target autumn level or not. So I'll use 0.1 threshold here and use a branch here. If this is true, That means I have to change my current autumn level further in order to reach this autumn target. So I'll do it like this. Now that this one is, if this is false, that means I can just do not have to do anything. If this is true, I have to set scalar parameter value, and in the same collection autumn, and for this new parameter value I'm going to take this one and add I'll do it like this. Select float. So if this is larger than 0, so if this is larger than 0, then the speed, the direction of the speed should be not 1, should be -1, right? Yeah, so if this is larger than 0, that means our target level is lower than the current level, so that this should be -1, otherwise it should be +1. And I'm going to multiply this with another variable. I'll call this variable as I'll define another variable here, session speed. No, actually I wouldn't define a variable, I'll just put some value here. This should be the transition speed. So if I change this to something like 10, it would be increased with extra speed. If I put it to 1, it should be lower than 10. Okay, and plug this one here and this one here. Okay, so now I have this, I'll plug it this here. So the autumn change should happen like this. I'll put climate controller into the world like this, and in this begin play I'll set autumn target into 1. Right, now let's see if this automatically becomes autumn. Right, it became autumn, but the speed was too much. So let's fix that. Yeah, the problem is this speed. So I'll set this to something like 0, 1, and let's try again. Okay, now it's better. It became slowly into, I actually reduce it much further. Right. Okay, I like this subtle change. Right, now it slowly becoming autumn. Okay, now it's autumn. So in the same way, so now I have this what is this? Okay, now I have this code part. I'm going to collapse this into a macro, and I'll call it parameter update. So as the first one, I have fed this with autumn, so I'll set couple of other variables, namely like snow bias, snow target, and what else we have, autumn target, snow target, and spring target. And what else do we have here? Leaves fall and snow sharpness as well. Okay. I'll integrate snow sharpness later. So let's work with these ones for now. And one more thing. So instead of I need to put this one as a parameter here. So like this, and parameter name and target level, and I'll plug this speed also as a parameter to be passed into our macro. I'll call it transition speed, and as a default value I'll put 0.01. right, and I have to put the same value in here as well. Okay, now this is what I have to do. I'll duplicate this. We have 4 variables, and that means I'm gonna need 4 of these, like this. And first one is autumn, the second one is snow, and this one is spring. Oh, this one is leaf fall. Right, and I have to type the parameter name here, autumn, like this, autumn, and snow bias, and spring, and leaves fall. Right, so yeah, that's all. And now I have to define our cycle of seasons here. So first I'll add a delay of 5 seconds, because at the beginning it should stay in the winter for 5 seconds. Right, and then I'll set the autumn into 1, and I'll delay like 20 seconds in the autumn, and I'll again set leaf fall target into something like 5, and autumn target into 0, because when the leaves are fallen and the winter starts, I don't need the remaining leaves to be colorful as in the winter. So that's why I have reduced this autumn target to 1, and I'll put another delay like 5 seconds here, and then I'll set a snow target to something like 4. The reason I'm adding only a 5-second delay is because as the leaves starting to fall, the snowing should begin before it completely fallen. So that's why I added only 5-second delay here. And right, then I'll keep the something like 20-second delay in the winter, and after that I'll start, it should start this spring. That means the snow should be melted away, and also I'll set this spring target value to 1, because this is the spring, right? Then I'll put a delay of 10 seconds. Does it need 10 seconds? No, I'll put it something like 5 seconds. Let's see. And I'll then set the leaves fall level into 0, because now all the leaves should be grown back. And I'll add a delay of 20 seconds here. Now it is after this stage, and also I'll set the no, actually I think I'll set a leaf fall target to here, because as the snow is melting away, the leaves should grow back, not after they are completely melted away. So I'll add a 5-second delay here, and I'll set a spring target to 0, because now after this one it should again be the summer, so spring level should be removed, and I'll plug it here back so that it becomes a cycle. Okay, now let's check if it works. Right, we are in the summer now, and okay, it became the autumn, and now the leaves should start reducing. Oh wait, what happened? Okay, no problem. I think I should adjust here. Okay, I think I should adjust this. I should remove this one here and put it here with some delay of like 5 seconds, because going back to green before snowfall does not look good. Okay, now it should be fine, I hope. Okay, now we got autumn, and soon it should be the leaves should be reduced. Let's see. Oh, okay, leaves are reducing and the snow cover appeared, and yeah, now it's winter. Cool. So right, and soon it should become okay. Now leaves are growing back, and yes, we got this is spring, and after spring it should be summer. Okay, now I think it should be summer, and then we got autumn. Right, so our cycle is completed now, and that's all for today. And for the next time, actually I haven't think of what to do. Maybe I think we should work on particles, because in the winter we should get snow particles, and in the fall or autumn we should have these fallen leaves particles and everything. So okay, see you in the next video. Goodbye.